What's up, guys? Ben here with the Tactical Nutrition, where we are cutting through the propaganda and finding out the best ways to be healthy. I go over it so many times on this channel. Try to keep it positive, try to keep it mainly focused on nutrition and fitness, but sometimes you have to talk about the industry because they're very corrupt and there's very nefarious things going on. But one thing I want to talk about in this video predominantly is supplements. Come at it from a different point of view, because I've been in the supplement game for a long time. I've been with a network marketing company. I don't usually say it by name on the channel because it's not really what the channel is about, but I'm sure some of you know what it is. And it's a company that's been around for a long time, and I could put some info in the description below if you want to see more about that. But before that, and these are top grade supplements, that's what I would say. I don't care what anyone says. I have had people trash the company, but I'm very confident in what I know. And before that, though, I was going to try a different sort of supplement company. This was before like social media, really. And so like, I was going to have a website and kind of do a middleman thing and just kind of sell your garden variety supplements, like the stuff you'd find at GNC or even like Walmart, which I would not recommend really going to almost any of these places, especially like Walmart or like drugstores or Target to buy your supplements. Don't do it. It's junk. Decent supplements don't have to be super expensive, but if you will get what you pay for. Like my brother had it was kind of funny because he had what was it, just like vitamin C, like white tablets. It was just like, it was just powdery junk for like $10. I was like, Andy, let me show you what you need to do here. But going back to the story, the thing about supplements is this. And I think there is an effort by the FDA. It's because they don't regulate supplements. Now, there's lots of different grades of supplements. There's like in foods, there's feed grade, there's food grade, and then there's pharmaceutical grade. So feed grade is like what you would feed cattle, cat food, stuff like that. Then there's food grade, which is your normal supplements, I guess you could say. And then there's pharmaceutical grade, which I believe are within like 1 to 3% of every ingredient on the bottle has to be within that certain grade. That's not the highest grade. And obviously that it's like medicines and things like that are included, but there's also supplements. There's third-party testers. That's one thing you should look for. So I'm going to tell you guys what to look for and how the supplement industry actually kind of works. So going back to what I was saying about the FDA not regulating them, I think that this is a concerted effort by pharmaceutical companies to demonize supplements. And what I mean by that is, I believe, and I know from experience, that supplements can be very low quality and they can be very high quality and they can do magical things. I consider it a technology. It's like, we're not at the days where you have to where if your crop fails, you can't eat things. You can go out and you can buy these high quality extracts, and there's a lot of them are like herbal extracts and proprietary blends and different types of proteins and collagen and all this stuff. But I believe that that's one reason why the FDA doesn't regulate supplements, is because they're very pro-drug. They like pharmaceutical companies. One of the last things they want is people getting high quality supplements because they help you become so healthy. And so what they do by not regulating it, in my opinion, this is just what I found, is that it allows a lot of low quality companies to saturate the market and just cheap stuff that people don't really care about the product. They're just trying to use buzzwords and make cheap whey proteins and casein protein, stuff like that. and a lot of it's just a bunch of fillers. And since it's not regulated, they can just throw it out. I actually had a friend of mine named John that was like quite literally made his own supplements in his basement, and then was like selling them at big brand stores. Like he basically put caffeine into, he bought bottles, and then he made labels for them, and then he had a sealer, and then he had capsules and a pill presser, and he would put flour and caffeine into that thing and sell it as an energy supplement. It was just like a caffeine pill. That's all it was. And he was actually getting orders, and like, he was getting orders from bigger stores, and finally he quit doing it because I think he got bored of it, and then other countries wanted it, and he didn't really know the laws. But that's the Wild West of supplements. So that is what gives supplements such a bad name. Now, by the FDA, because if the FDA did regulate supplements, they would slash out like 90% of these companies, and all you'd be left with is the highest quality stuff. So by leaving it unregulated, they introduce all types of chicanery, cheap products, fillers, and then every once in a while you'll get like a lot of these pre-workouts. Like there's old pre-workout named Black Powder that I believe like tested positive for nicotine, and then there was Jacked 3D, which was like super popular, and then NCAA athletes were testing positive for meth and like failing drug tests. So now like that's the industry. So I really just cringe when I see people that go to Walmart and buy this just crappy whey protein, and then like I used to do it. It was a long time ago, don't get me wrong, but when I didn't know a lot about supplements, but I was like trying to be healthier, I would go buy these like isolates, and I would have my fish oils and vitamin C in one, and vitamin D in one, and calcium, and like you're taking all these independently, and you find out they actually call them Porta-Potty vitamins, because the stuff that they make, I don't know exactly, chalk, calcium carbonate, stuff like that they make these cheap tablets off of, like doesn't even break down in your body half the time. So they'd find tons of them in the bottom of porta potties. That's an actual thing. Like when they go in to suck out the porta potty, there'd be like a soup of these. People are just crapping out this multivitamin. Anyway, I won't go on that too much. But so you have to do your research, and one thing you can look for is third-party testing, right? So what that means is obviously the company that made the product is not doing their own testing for the integrity and the safety and the quality of it. They are sending it out to a third-party tester, which is what my company does. And so they're going to be a lot more truthful about it. It's not like these crooked pharmaceutical companies that like do their own drug trials and then tell you that it's awesome so you buy their product. Like it's really a racket. But so third party tested, it should be able to be used by NCAA athletes. And you just really read into the bottle, usually, or the company, like read about the company, find a company that you like that makes a lot of different products, and so that you know that there is one sweeping testing system going on. And again, one of the biggest things is NCAA athletes, because there's a lot of cutters, especially in the pre-workouts like I was talking about. And so NCAA athletes are very, like, their coaches and training staff, if they're smart, will not let them just take any willy-nilly supplement. I mean, within reason, like fish oils or something, whatever. But like powders and pre-workouts and energy stuff, because you fail a drug test and now your sports career is potentially like ruined or sidetracked. So that's a big one. You can find NCAA athletes, third-party testing. Another is just how it looks. You should be able to navigate reading. So like I've seen a lot of supplements where like literally the label on like a protein is like crooked. Like it wasn't cut straight. You're like, come on, guys. Like, what kind of shoddy operation are you running here? And I think that finding like independent distributors, like I am, and other people, there's a lot of different companies. I tell people just find a company you like. I don't really I'm not trying to sell people all the supplements all the time, although I can. But there's a lot of new companies that are popping out that are jumping on the more herbal extract type of thing. I think that's one of the better ways of doing supplements, is so like instead of like having like vitamin D and having vitamin C as in like absorbic acid, because there's different types of vitamins and minerals that don't absorb very well. That's kind of where you need to find, like I always tell you guys in these videos, like find a coach or mentor or do the research yourself, because I mean, I've been looking at supplement bottles for a long time, and you can it's hard to read if you're just the average person and you don't know, how to spot artificial sweeteners or how to spot like xylitol or things like that. And that's like, you want to find supplements that are more about your health instead of like straight up, like everyone likes a pre-workout if you work out, but those aren't very good for you long term. There's some questionable stuff in there. There's a lot of caffeine. That's basically what it is. They'll all have these lavish names, but it's basically caffeine. But if you find more herbal supplements, like our company has a lot of it. You probably know the name by now. And but there's like, you'll get like dandelion root extract, and then like, orange pico leaf, and like all flavonoids that are in like green tea. Those things actually promote like overall health, and a lot of times they're good for hydration, they're good for your immune system, they're good for your brain, your mental health. Instead of just going to Supplement Giant and then finding the picture of Ronnie Coleman up there, some roided up beast with a crazy looking label, and thinking that you're just going to be getting some good stuff. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. I hope that made some sense. I just wanted to let you guys know that supplements are a valuable tool. And there's a lot of people that, I can't believe you'd say that. There's a lot of idiots out there, okay? I'll just say it. There's a lot of idiots that have no business talking about things that they think they do. Or it'll be like some 18-year-old at the gym that's like, dude, you've been working out for 2 years and you're trying to lecture me about how supplements don't work or something, you know what I mean? But if you get crappy supplements, it's just like food. It's like if you go to McDonald's and you get a cheeseburger, or you go buy ground beef and all the ingredients and like some natural cheese and actually grill that burger, like it's not the same thing. They might look the same, they might taste similar, but one is crap and one's not. So guys, that's all I got for you. Just trying to educate people about nutrition a little bit, but like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.